funny. This is going to be the pre-intro. What are we going to look at today? I explain to you a bit more later, but this is the result of what I'm doing through this video. Please keep in mind that I'm not going for super realistic, right? I just want to make it look like almost like a toy or a statue that you would have on your desk that have been painted. That's why I slightly go over the line, sometimes like a 4-year-old or like a 5-year-old, just to reinforce the aspect, right? I also did something very quick. If I was spending like a proper evening on it, I would have something looking much nicer. But for now, it's good enough. You know, it's roughly an hour of recording time. Cutting, stopping, some crash in between, but all in all, I'm fairly happy with the result, and I'm going to suggest that if you like it, subscribe, give likes, give dislike if you don't like it. I don't care, to be honest with you. I don't care. Don't like it, it's up to you. I would say let's move forward and look at the proper intro, and let's enjoy. Just look at what we are doing. Cool. See you guys later. Hi guys, this is Chris of this, and today I'm going to show you how I get a 3D print file ready for rendering, meaning I'm going to get an STL file that, as you guys should know by now, it's very messy. There's no UV. It's not very pretty to work with, and I'm going to do some manipulation in ZBrush relatively quickly. And I'm going to get something fairly decent to paint in Painter. So this video is no sorcery, right? This is something very easy to do, very simple. I'm just doing it because some people give me STL file because they're amazing sculptor, but they don't really have a plan about how to do it and how to go through the process to render their own stuff. An example of what I mean with that, it's like, not that Alex cannot render, I'm not saying that, but what I'm going to say, it's like taking an STL file, which was very complicated, very impressive, ready for 3D print. I'm going to show you how I go through ZBrush to reconstruct the UV and get something very nice to render. So this is an example. This is another example of what I did lately. And this sculpt is interesting because this sculpt is done by David Östman, which is an amazing sculptor. And David did actually send me the text and ask me, hey, can you show me how you did make it ready to render? So I could have done a video just for David, obviously, which he will have totally deserved, but I decided that I'm going to do something and put it on YouTube for you guys to enjoy. Let's move forward. Well, the beginning is always similar, right? I start with an STL file that I did download or that somebody provided to me. Could be a client, could be a friend, could be even a file that I buy myself on Etsy or on Gumroad. Anyway, it's not important, but what's important to recognize is that an STL file generates an STL format. It's very messy, and when I say messy, it's not like it's not a good sculpt. It's just like there's no UV and the geometry is all over the place because generally people decimate it to be more easily to 3D print. So this is what we start with. And the target, obviously, is to end up with something that we can take in Painter and paint and render. And this is an example of the Sarge bust from David. And this is what I did with it, right? It took me, I don't know, I'm not going to put time on it for the painting, but I think for the process to get there and get ready, I would say maybe like 10-15 minutes. So word of caution though, not every STL file is equal. It's all depend of how the geometry, and when I say the geometry, I don't mean the wireframe, but I mean the form. The more compact and monoblock the form are, easier it is going to be. Example, the Space Marine that I did show you before was a true nightmare to go through that process because I did have to try and error a lot of time. In the case of the Sarge, it went very quickly, and now just to make it more interesting, we are going to use another model. Okay, then let us move and just do it in real time. As I said before, it's all start with an STL file, meaning 3D print hub, and I'm going to say import STL, and I'm going to go to David's folder and alien body here, alien body hunter bust. I'm going to open it. Good. It's ready to go. And as you can see, there is no UV, there is nothing. And the target is going to be able to texture and render it. So the first step for me is basically to go in and just cut it. And when I say cut it, I mean create group. Okay, so I'm going to create mask lasso. To grab it from the side, I'm going to cut it this way, create a group, Control W. I'm going to grab this one and just cut it there. So, then I'm going to say duplicate, and what I want to do now is a zero mesh geometry, and I go in and I look for zero mesh and I keep it at 5,000. It's okay, but I'm going to make sure to keep the groups. Okay, zero mesh. So I let him do his thing. Wait a little bit. Let's see if it goes quick enough. I'm going to let it calculate in real time. I will invite you to just fast forward the video at this point. We're almost there, but it's still boring. It's like watching paint dry. Almost there. And we are there. Did you guys fast forward? Because I'm going to pause it now because it seems that something bad did happen. Let's see. Pause it and resume the video. So no magic trick, right? I just did pause the video, I did let it finish, and here we are back in business. So I can relatively live with that, I guess. It's not perfect, but it's going to do the trick. The next step is we need UV. Z plugin. And I'm going to use UV Master. I could take it in Maya and do nice UV, but for the purpose of this demonstration, ZBrush is going to do a great job. I'm not going to remove symmetry. I'm going to tell you, please keep the poly group and unwrap. Done. Then I'm going to maybe flatten it and see what it looks like. And up to that little one here, it's good. And I'm going to keep it this way, actually. And I'm going to be happy with that. And I'm going to unflatten. So now I have UV. I just need to reproject now because I want to texture on the iris model. So I'm going to come in. Remember, I did duplicate it there. I'm going to turn this one on, and I'm just going to project. Then I'm going to subdivide, project, subdivide, project. So here I am at the same level of subdivision than I was before, meaning same amount of polygon, roughly, than the base. But actually I'm going to subdivide it one more, and it's going to allow me to have even crisper detail in my projection. So I'm projecting my detail. I'm going to pause it for now, resume. The projection is done. And if I go between the two, I shall see no difference, or very, very, very minimal difference. So, meaning this iris mesh can now be low res, but this mesh also have UV. The final step, because I'm going to take that into Substance Painter, and I could project the iris to the low res. That will not be an issue, right? We can go a couple of levels down, maybe not here, but here it will be good enough. But I don't want to do that. I just want to paint straight up on the iris model. So I'm going to go to my 3.6 million polygon. I'm going to do a Z plugin. I'm going to do decimation master, but I'm going to make sure that when I decimate, I keep the UV. And I pre-process, I let him do his thing. And when it's done, we are going to have a decimated mesh with UV. So the pre-calculation is done, and we're going to keep it at 10% and decimate current. And just like that, we are done. So I might want to just rotate that object somewhere. Let me see here. Well, where could we can do that later. Let's bring it into Substance Painter. To do that, I'm going to export as an FBX and body as an object as an FBX. Let's go with FBX for now. Alien booty hunter. So and let's go into Painter. So at this point we have taken care of the most technical aspect, right? From now on it's easy going. New, we're going to import a new file, select and input here under and open, and 248 direct OpenGL. Okay, not that it's important at this point, but I like OpenGL. So we have the geometry. We need to do a quick back. Let's close that. Let's texture set setting. Let's go back here. And remember, I wanted to avoid any high res to low res. Don't have to do it because I'm going to bake the mesh into itself. But if I wanted, I could have done a low res mesh. Maybe not the cage I did build, but the first level would have been good enough. So, and at this point, I am basically ready to work. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you guys watch, but I'm going to let it run very quickly. Maybe like 4 or 5 times faster, because the rest is not very important. It's nothing that you guys don't know. Okay, so then let us do it. So at this point I did more or less establish where I want my different material to be and what I want those material to be. Now I'm going to go back and not record. I'm just going to go in and cleanly paint over the line, you know, not like a 4-year-old. And when that's done, I'm going to come back and do a little bit of degradation of the material in real time, maybe speed up, but then we are almost there. Let me do my thing and I come back as soon as possible, and then we take it from there. So we are back. I'm going to add maybe just a little bit of dirt to reinforce the analog aspect, you know, as if we were looking at a toy or a painted sculpt, basically. Something like that. And I'm going to give it more roughness here, and maybe the black mask, and then add some dirt, and I'm going to overdo it, just like I mean, that's overdone. Something maybe like that. Take the contrast a bit away. Yeah, and then I'm going to just double check my render. I have some geometry error here that I saw down the line, but I could basically just go in ZBrush back and just smooth it in and do a new back. But no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do a quick test render, and probably going to call it a day for today, because that's quite a lot of work in a short amount of time, and it is time for me to go to bed very soon. So I really hope you did enjoy watching this video. If you did learn one or the other thing and you think it was of value to you, you can send me the money, but I know you're not going to do that. That's why I'm going to suggest that basically if you see a homeless guy on the street one day, you know, and he's hungry, buy him a sandwich. Just and think about the value you got out of this video. It's up to you. Nobody force you. Just be nice to people. The same way it's good for your karma, the same way it's good for my karma to share what I was doing with there. Anyway, here, see, fairly quick. It took me probably an hour or something like that, because I was thinking a lot about what I was doing. But all in all, it's not bad, you know. It's like simple, no crazy thing. So yeah, and maybe just a little bit of aperture here, and we're good to go. See you guys next time. And again, if you did enjoy this video, buy a homeless guy a sandwich.